had to cough. I'm sorry, you know. I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh,
hi.
okay. I was like, sorry. I thought it was happening again because you kind of froze for a bit, and I was like, shit. I was like, dang it. I was like, it's gonna do it
No, no, no.
again.
We're good.
Okay, we're good.
All things are
Ooh,
good.
false alarm.
All
I
things are
know,
good
right? Ooh.
in ShElite world. Hi, hello,
For
welcome to
now.
ShElite Showcase.
While
you,
it lasts, hello.
you guys are here.
While I'm still here.
While Savannah's still here.
Yeah.
If we lose Savannah, we'll
That's
figure it
it.
out. We'll
Show's
figure it
over.
out.
Pandemonium.
All hell will break loose.
Yeah.
Earthquakes, everything. Who knows? Day after tomorrow type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just kidding. I'm not Katie, so.
Well, I mean, if I were to leave, then there would be no show because you that.
Exactly. I'm like, there can be solos to Katie, but there can't be solo Savannah. It just can't happen.
Does have a nice ring to it though. I will say, it does have a nice ring.
Yeah. Solo to Katie's better though, because it's after Solo, you know? Not Han
Solo
Solo, but
could be after Han Solo.
it could be, true.
Very, very true. But yeah, what up, guys? You're here watching the ShElite
Hi.
Showcase. Hi. You, I mean, you guys already know who we are. If you don't know, if you're new, hi, welcome. But I am your host with the most, is the shaman of ShElite, the hardest working woman in podcasting. Because when I tell you I got hella podcasts this weekend, I'm not even joking. I of course am Katie Kinsey Bay.
Hey, Bay.
Gracias, mi amor, my love.
Oh.
Joining me over here this way.
Which I don't know which way that is. I'll look
Honestly,
into it.
it's backwards for me, so like I want to
Oh,
point
okay.
this way because it's a thing. Anyways, my lovely co-host, the Young
Yeah.
Bucks Nation sensation, the fire breathing, the Rhodes family, and the spice of life, the sassy senorita that I know how to get into it.
Yeah.
The Hangman Adam Page to my widow Adam Cole baby. Miss Y to Garcia Savannah. I just become a monster at this point with the amount of N's I can put in.
No, 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 no.
Ah. Oh, we might have lost her. Let's give it a second. If we lose her, I'll fix it on the fly. Damn, we didn't even get far in. And I know it's not me this time. So while I wait for Savannah, because this is live, I hope everybody had a good Mania. It was a long ass weekend. It's been a long week. Let me know how y'all are doing. Ow, my hand. And she's gone. So now I'll just sit like this and figure it out. She said her Wi-Fi went out. I'll just, freeball this like I am because I'm not starting the stream over and I'm not starting the show over. So we're just gonna roll with the punches. Let me just respond to her saying it's fine. Making recaps for getting off. Yeah, I'm... Dude. So, Katie. She will be back. She just said her Wi-Fi went out, which, hey, I've been there. I understand. So now I just have to, hunch over to fit in one box. Katie is attempting to make sure this show stays afloat. Because again, I don't feel like redoing an intro and all of that stuff, so. Jesus said, well, she needs to tell her Wi-Fi to come back inside. It is coming back inside. Sometimes the Wi-Fi wants to go take a walk. It's gotta come back. It will come back. And if it doesn't, in a few minutes, or if she texts me that it's not gonna come back, then I will fix all of this so I don't have to be hunched. And we'll go on with the show. So if you're watching on twitch.tv/ShElite Showcase live Thursdays, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish, Actually, it was about 6 this time. Or if you're watching the video after the fact on youtube.com/ShElite Showcase. Aesthetically, it's not looking fun. But audio listeners, on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, y'all are just hearing me talk. You don't understand the kerfuffle that is happening on here. Give us the news, Commando. Why do you have to call me that? Ay, Dios mío. I'll give her another minute before I actually fully jump into news and rumors. Because I don't want to repeat myself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. If you watch, you understand. This also hurts. I'm leaning down, hunched to the side. It's really fun. But I will say, freeballing, going commando. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, Matt. Excuse me. But I just... no. Just no. But I will say, in regards to news and rumors, 90... Okay, maybe that's pushing it. About 80% is about this past weekend in wrestling. Because, there was Stand and Deliver on Friday, Supercard of Honor, WrestleMania both nights. Those are the only ones I have really news for. And then, everything that happened after the fact. We got injuries and releases and all elites and hella new champions. Hella. Let me actually count how many new champions were crowned this weekend that I wrote down. Obviously, there was the Lucha Bros became Ring of Honor. Tag champions. Yeah, not trios. Tag champions. Supercard of Honor. I didn't write that down, though. Shibata became pure champion. Beat Pretty Kyle, also known as Wheeler Yuta, for the title. So, besides those, because I didn't write those down, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new champions crowned this past weekend. 2 of which... Yeah, I know. There's a lot. And there was also... There was also new champions crowned last night, which I will get into. Hopefully she comes back soon. I'm just kind of waiting for her to give me an answer on if she actually is coming back. But yeah, obviously there were new champions crowned last night. Spoiler, it was FTR. And... Hi, Will. And... I was talking about it with Savannah, before her Wi-Fi went out and froze, and before we started recording. No, it is not a solo cicady for right now. It is. Savannah's Wi-Fi went out, so we're kind of solo for now until I get an answer. This Homo sapien will rise on Sunday. Which, by the way, Jesus said that. Sorry, I have something stuck in my throat. I know it's not pleasant to hear someone cough. I apologize. But did you guys see that WWE's actual Twitter tweeted that? Not that whole phrase, but Homo sapiens will rise. Or rise or something. I don't know. But who's running this account? I need to know. 'Cause ain't no way. It's someone in the IWC's got to be running that account. I personally think it's Jesus running the account. But that's just me. But back to the topic at hand before I was distracted because y'all know. FTR won the tag titles last night off the Guns. The Guns came out. No, I understand the Easter joke. I understand. But I saw that and it made me think of the tweet I saw earlier. I know what I'm doing. Don't distract me. I can't focus. But the Guns came out with Many Men by 50 Cent. Can we talk about that for a second? A, very unexpected. B, I was just, on my phone kind of during the FDR entrance because, their music's fun. I was bobbing along. It's very 70s vibe. And I was just like, okay, it's Guns' turn. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember what the Guns music normally sounds like. So hearing nothing at first and then the beginning of that song, I was just like, what the hell is happening? They gave him this cold ass entrance and they lost. That's messed up. Yeah, if Matt was running the Twitter, there'd be way more innuendos. Like, that's just a given at this point. Okay, let me just double check any updates with her. She said give me a few minutes. That was 7 minutes ago. I'm just gonna start talking about news rumors, and then if I need to, I'll just quickly catch her up. And if I don't hear back from her in a few minutes, then I will quickly fix all of this aesthetically because this is bothering me. I brought up Supercard of Honor. Dante Martin broke his ankle. It was backwards. Like, if you saw the clip, I'm sorry, because that was disgusting. I didn't even mean to see it. It kind of just, like, showed up, and I was like, oh, God, there it is. Okay. It was off a Canadian Destroyer through a table. I don't remember. It might have been Penta who was doing the Canadian Destroyer. I don't remember. But he got a broken ankle, which... she really did have more important shit to do. She just dipped. I really don't... Well, she, like, froze, so I definitely don't think she just dipped. It was Penta. Thank you, Will. So, yeah. Dante breaks his ankle, and I've been saying it for a while that Top Flight, these poor kids, can't catch a fucking break. It sucks, because they're both very talented. Darius just came back, I believe, from... I don't remember how long ago he came back. But they've I think it's only been like 2 months, maybe, since they've been kind of tagging together again. And now Dante's hurt. We don't know how long Dante's out. It's quite unfortunate. It's I wish nothing but the best, and I hope he recovers okay, because that was rough. And then let's move on to Stand and Deliver, NXT's WrestleMania pay-per-view-esque event. It was Saturday morning. Katie let me in. Where? What? Oh. It didn't show up. Sorry, Savannah. Hold on. It wasn't showing up for some reason.
No, you're fine. I was like, oh shit, because I kind of saw you on News and Rumors, and I was like, okay, I guess Solo Katie's back, and I'll just go. But I was like, maybe she just doesn't see it, because you were... I am so sorry to Katie and to everyone. This is gonna sound like the wackiest ShElite showcase, because the Wi-Fi decided to go out.
No, it's fine. I think
I
covered it very well.
Okay, cool. Thank you, though, for... like, letting me back in. I was like, I want to do this show as ShElite after Mania, please, even if I just...
To get it to, like, not, like, glitch as much, I kind of have to click on, like, where it shows, like, my Wi-Fi, my battery power and stuff. So I had that up, and I guess I really thought it was going to come above it, not behind it. So I didn't even see it pop up. Yeah. I think that's why. Okay, I'm not reading Matt's comment, but all I really got to was
Yeah.
Dante Martin breaking his ankle at Supercard of Honor, and I was
Dude,
just
that
getting
shit
into
was
Stand and
ugly.
Deliver.
Okay. Okay. Well, I could have missed Stand and Deliver because I don't really watch NXT. I need to watch it, but I was just, busy. I almost missed Mania night one, but I didn't, luckily. So I still want to go and watch it because I do love the NXT specials, like the pay-per-views or premium live events, because
I call them pay-per-views.
I mean, they've always been. I'm not saying that the regular NXT show doesn't, but I know like they put on bangers, and like if it's a pay-per-view and if it's live and I have nothing to do, I'm like, you know what, I'll watch it.
Well, I mean, at Stand and Deliver, we got 3 new champions.
I saw that and I was like, oh, Katie's gonna be one happy camper.
For many reasons. First and foremost, new NXT Women's Champion, Indy Hartwell. It definitely caught me by surprise. I was not expecting Indy to win, but good for her. She's getting her time to shine. She defended the title against Zoe Stark on Tuesday. Cora Jade came back. So they're kind of just, rebuilding this women's division again, as they should. So, good. I'm happy with it. Ow.
Yeah.
And more women's champions. Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. I'm so happy.
I saw the picture on Instagram. I saw their picture on Instagram. I think it was Isla Dawn who posted, or Isla Dawn who posted it, like with the titles, like the promo pictures, like with the white background.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. I was like, I can see why Katie likes these girls. They look awesome.
The aesthetic is spooky witches. It's my favorite.
Well, she captioned the post "Unholy Union," and I thought that was their tag name, and I thought that was really cool. I was like, that's really cool. I like that, but I guess it wasn't. I was like, oh, I guess.
I mean, I'd be okay if that ended up being their tag name. As of right now, they kind of just go by Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. But the real winner, the one that we all wanted, the one that we all needed.
Yeah. Oh, the Katie's.
And the new NXT champion, Carmelo Hayes. This is
yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, Katie's gonna love this.
I was ecstatic. I'll go more into it because spoiler, he's my pick of the week, so I will get more into that once we get there. But we're
kind of assumed. I'm like, no.
I mean, there also wasn't a whole lot of just other wrestling besides Mania this weekend, and we'll talk about as to probably why that was.
Yeah.
But moving on to night one, we got 2 new sets of champions. The only 2 new champions at Mania, both happened on night 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even notice that. I did not even notice that.
And they were back to back too.
That did.
Back-to-back matches.
Yo, you're right. Semi-main event and main event.
Yeah.
Of night 1. Which is funny though, because I don't know if we'll get into this as a question of the week, because I don't know the questions of the week. Katie always comes up with them and then surprises me with them. Yeah. I go in blind with the questions of the week. But last week I talked about how I was looking forward to night 2 more than night 1.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed night 1 a lot more than night 2. I was like, wow. I was like, night 1 was so much better than night 2.
I agree. I concur.
But that was me. But anyway, go on.
I concur. But first and foremost, Grand Slam Mommy and new
Mommy is
SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Bloody Ripley. Again, I will get more into it.
It should have been.
I will get more into it, obviously, because she is also one of my picks. Yeah. I wonder why. Really? I know. I hate to spoil things, but it was me.
It was a spoiler when she won.
Oh my god, I cried. I was talking about it. I cried because I was like, oh my god, she deserves this. This is the best thing ever. And then I did Young Kings Sunday before night 2, and I kind of was like talking about it, and like I could feel myself choking up. I was like, I'm not doing this right now.
You felt that giant rock in your chest. You're like,
I did,
and it's like hurts to swallow, and
I did. I was just like,
I get you.
And like so, like I like cut my point short when I was talking to them.
Yeah.
So I'll go a little into more detail for Rhea after the fact. And new undisputed tag team champions, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the Canadians.
Yeah.
As
KO-zania, I'm calling it.
KO-zania, yes. I mean, as it should.
Yeah.
As they should have.
Yeah, as it should have happened. Yeah, it was. I mean, we kind of all saw it coming. We're like, dude, like the bloodline gotta fall.
Well,
and it was gonna start with. Yeah, hold on. I know we'll get into that. And it started with, we all thought that, oh yeah, it's the beginning of the end with that main event, which was a hell of a main event, and I believe it's the first tag team title match, that main event in Mania. Obviously, the first main event of WrestleMania 1 was a tag team match.
Yes.
I think it's cool. Cool that, 38 years later, because it's Mania 39, but I think it's, technically 38 years later. Right?
Don't ask me math, because I don't know. I'm not good with understanding all this shit.
Because I was like, would you count it as 38 because, it's that many years since the first one, or would you count 39 because, I don't know how the logic goes in that.
I literally have no idea either.
I'll say it like this. Over 3 decades later, the tag, division could still main event. It's possible, which is cool. I think it's cool.
It's possible and plausible. So.
Exactly.
There
you go.
And then, excuse me. Shane McMahon comes back at WrestleMania Night 2.
Oh!
Tears his quad. Tore.
I thought it was his knee, and then there's like, it was his quad. I was like, oh. Well.
I mean, like father, like son. If he would have tore both, it would have been hysterical.
Exactly.
Injuries suck, but I would have busted out laughing if it ended up being both. Like Vince back at the Rumble with Cena and Batista. Oh my god. It would have been so funny.
Oh, he was just sitting there.
Then he just had to sit there on the ground yelling at people.
I can only imagine how painful that is, though, to try and stand with the torn quad. That shit's gotta hurt. Because think about, you're putting all your weight onto, like, that muscle that's torn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but the fact that he still went through and was all pissed off, I was like, you know what, fair enough. I would have been laughing my ass off, like, oh shit, I'm hurt. Or crying, like, oh shit, I'm hurt.
I would have rolled out of the ring and be like, fuck this, I'm done.
Exactly.
I mean, so.
But, oh, I was gonna just say really quick that I'm like, credit to Miz and Snoop Dogg for picking up the pace and just continuing really fast. Because I didn't realize something had gone wrong until, like, I saw kind of like a little crowd of like medics and stuff around Shane, and freaking Snoop Dogg punches Miz in the mouth. Like, the way they just kind of kept going, and like they pretty much just improvised the end of that.
Yeah, so Snoop, Miz, and Jessica Carr kind of just had to call it on the fly. Which, I mean, give Snoop more Snoop.
Pretty smooth.
That was hysterical.
That was pretty smooth. It was a pretty smooth transition from, how it happened. Like, it was a little confusing because, you saw, like, Miz just looking all pissed off. You saw him looking all pissed, and then all of a sudden Snoop just punches him in the mouth.
It was definitely something I did not expect.
Props to the three of them. Also, I think it's like Snoop's gonna be his new shtick to like just do really bad wrestling moves. I know people were saying that is the worst people's elbow I've ever seen. Last people were, throwing it back to when he did that frog splash at AEW.
It was awful.
Like,
it was terrible.
Yeah, I think that's probably his new thing now. But I mean, I'm not gonna get mad at it. I thought it was funny, and again, pretty good use of pretty good rebound, from the circumstances,
Yeah, I mean, they definitely did what they had to do and figured it out on the fly. So kudos to all of them. So the biggest news that probably came out of WrestleMania weekend, the UFC WWE merger Now, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, which I don't know how you wouldn't, this has been all over social media and the news, like news, for a few days
Yeah,
now.
like not wrestling.
Yeah, like actual legit like news sites and things. So basically, I'm not gonna like do the whole rundown. I've talked about it enough. People already kind of know what's going on. the The gist of it is Endeavor, which just hysterical that it's called Endeavor, is the parent company of UFC. They're the ones that bought WWE. This merger is between UFC and WWE is like $21.2 billion worth, like combined. Um, Vince is basically still in charge. Dana White is also basically still in charge of UFC. There's a board of 6 UFC and 5 WWE people. And the person who bought WWE, his name's slipping my tongue. You all can just Google it and figure it out. He is the reason Vince is still there. Vince wanted to go away. And he said, no, you're gonna come back. So, this is all his fault. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Like, just because, like, Vince is back, like, he forced Vince back, doesn't mean that Triple H just can't have full creative, or unless there's some sort of contractual thing that I don't know, like, that people don't know about, where he has to be the one in creative power. But I'm just thinking, like, or why can't he just take Triple H's ideas and, like, call them his own, just do plagiarism, consensual plagiarism. Like, yeah, this was Tripp's idea, but I have to, for legal reasons, I have to take them as my own. This was all me.
Legally?
Oh, shit! Kenny!
She out here just knocking Kenny's
Kenny,
off the wall. God damn.
Dang, I'm so upset about this. I just took it out on my Kenny. Sorry, Kenny.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a bunch of more information coming out over the next few weeks, probably the next few months about all of this. So we kind of just gotta take it with a grain of salt and figure out what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So, anyways, Grizzly Young Veterans. You guys remember them? You probably don't because they were a part of Schism. As I don't even remember what their names were in Schism because they were just it was irrelevant. They requested their release and apparently it was accepted, so they are no longer granted. That's the word. Thank you. I literally even wrote granted. Jesus. So
I can read that from here.
Yeah, I know she can see through my camera and down onto my notebook. It's actually kind of crazy. But yeah, so GYV was granted their release apparently. So good for them. They can go do. I mean, they're a great tag team, and they were fine as the Grizzly Young Veterans. Go let them be that somewhere else if you're not going to use them properly. I mean, yeah. That's what the gist of it is.
Other companies.
It's plenty. Send them to Ring of Honor. Go to New Japan. Go to Impact. I don't even know. There's so many other companies you can go to.
Get treated where you feel like you're treated right.
Mm-hmm. That's just good advice in general.
There's probably a better way to say that, but yeah.
I mean, well, I feel like hold on, I can save this. I feel like that's just good overall advice. Go somewhere and be with people who will treat you right.
Yeah. Or somewhere that makes you happy.
Exactly. This is just normal everyday life too. This is just good advice for the peoples. You know what I'm saying? I was almost a psychologist. I know what I'm talking about. Says
you gotta give the people what they want.
Exactly. You gotta give yourself what you want. You gotta go for your dreams. You gotta do what's best for you. You know what isn't best for me? Matt Riddle coming back. Why?
That was the only... It was, like... Correct me if I'm wrong. That was the only, like, return, debut, appearance that happened on Raw after Mania?
That is the actually only one. No NXT call-ups.
I was...
Nothing.
like normally I don't watch Raw live anymore. I watch it on Hulu because it's only an hour and a half and I don't get ads. So I basically just skip over the commercials
Okay.
because 3 hours is a lot to watch consistently.
I know.
Like, so I was like, I'm gonna watch Raw after Mania live because guess what? Something's gonna happen
Raw
that
after
I'm not gonna
Mania.
want to
Yeah.
miss. And but no, I was wrong. I was like, all right. I thought AJ was gonna come back. I thought there was gonna be maybe some NXT call ups, other returns. I don't know who else is injured or like, maybe needs to get like got signed maybe by chance, but nope. I know everyone wanted Jay White, but
no, he showed up somewhere
that
else. We'll talk about that in a
did
minute.
not happen. Yeah.
Um, well, TC said, "Bro." Hi, TC. And Matt said, "Amen," because it's Ritter over Riddle over here. We support.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the legit only surprise. Little letdown. I wanted it. I wanted at least one NXT call up just for my own personal self. I didn't get that. That's okay. I mean, we still got SmackDown. Maybe something will happen on SmackDown. Apparently, Triple H is kicking off the show. They announced 2 matches so far. Yeah, I was gonna say these very well could change because we all know what was happening on Monday. So as of right now, that's what's happening on SmackDown. Come tomorrow as we record. Today as this gets uploaded. Y'all know. Y'all know the drill. All right. Let's get into some, toned down topics.
God, I think I know what it is.
So I have 2.
Boy. Yeah.
We give condolences to Bushwhacker Butch, his family. He passed away earlier this week. I believe Monday?
I think it was right after Raw they posted about it.
Yeah, so I want to say it happened on Monday. Yeah, well, it had to have been Monday because how I write my notes, and then I put Riddle is back after that. So, yeah, it would have happened Monday, but, like, obviously thoughts, prayers, and condolences to his family. And then let's get... Okay. I know a lot of people are not going to touch this topic, but I'm going to, because it's me. You guys know me. It's also April, which is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So it just makes...
Is it now?
It is, yes. It actually is. You can all Google it. It is a thing. Sherilyn Guerrero, the second daughter of Eddie and Vicky. I believe second. Yeah, because Shaw's older. Right? Yeah. Okay, in my mind it makes sense.
So I don't know the age difference.
So she made a TikTok saying that she was... I'm not going to say the actual... I already said it because it's April. She was essayed by her stepfather. And she went on to describe when it happened, where it happened, how she doesn't talk to the family anymore. And this led to a variety of things happening. It led to... Well, before I can get into that, she has more strength than any of us combined because a lot of victims in that scenario won't talk about it. They won't come forward. So I give her all of my love and respect because I could never. She is strong. She's stronger than I will ever be. So much loved her regardless of everything that's happening. It is definitely something that could have been handled privately. But I understand making it public to spread awareness. I 100% understand that.
Yeah, and I think I'm pretty sure you'll go way more into detail about it, but I think the reason why she even made it public, because I've seen people tell them like you need to handle this privately, but I think the thing is based on from when this happened to like now, I think she tried to handle it privately and it wasn't getting through to anyone. So I guess sometimes you just feel a certain level of like trapped, and you just if maybe if you make it public, maybe finally something will click to like make people listen. You know, sometimes it's their only way to be heard, if you will. Because
Yeah.
I believe she did try to do this privately, which is why from when it happened to now it was a few years, I believe.
Yeah, so it originally happened in 2020. So this happened 3 years ago. On a
Yeah.
cruise, again,
She
by her
said
stepfather.
she said right before COVID, so I wonder if it was like on the Jericho cruise. 'Cause I think Vicky was a guest, like to be featured on the cruise. That's when AEW had their live show, like a live Dynamite, or not live, it was taped, but they had an episode of Dynamite there, and I believe Vicky was already signed with AEW,
Yeah,
and she was already, I think she was already working with them. So I can't help but because she keeps saying right before COVID happened, like right before in 2020. So I'm like, I just can't help but wonder if that was when it happened, which is also very sad because you know that's a time where everyone's all happy and enjoying themselves and you're around your peers and everything.
yeah, that I mean Sherilyn never went into detail as to um like what cruise it was or anything. She also hasn't gone into like, and she doesn't have to go into any
Oh
details. She
yeah,
doesn't want
she
to.
doesn't owe us that.
We should also just specify that to the people. Like, she doesn't have to give us any other information that she doesn't want to
Mm-mm.
give. We are not the police, so it does not
Yeah,
matter.
no.
Um,
Mm-mm.
so that news comes out. She makes this TikTok. Wrestling news sites pick it up. Vicky Guerrero decides to put her 2 cents into this. Throw her hat in the ring here. Basically, I'm like, you can find screenshots of it on Twitter. Vicky deleted her comment after the fact. You can find the remnants because nothing's ever permanently deleted off the internet. That's just news
Yeah.
for you all to know. Vicky basically says, I believe his name's like Kurt or Kirk. I don't even remember what his name is.
It's Chris, but with the K.
Oh, see, that's
Like kind of
terrible.
like Chris Jenner,
Well,
but
yeah.
I think literally, or no, I think Chris Jenner has an H in her name. No, does she not? I
I don't
don't
think
know.
so.
I don't keep up with I don't keep up with the Kardashians. But
I see what you did
it's Chris with a K.
there. Okay, I knew it started with a K, but like I couldn't. The name was just wasn't was slipping my mind. So Vicky goes on to say, well, enjoy that car Chris bought you, and when Sherilyn got injured, they were helping her. First and foremost, never denying the accusations. I'd like to specify that.
Mm-hmm.
Basically goes into victim blaming, which is a big no-no, people. Big no-no. And again, just talking about how it it just the whole situation is fucking awful. Let's call a spade a spade. Everything about this is awful. Chavo tweeting his support for his niece.
As he should. Good
as
job, Chavo.
as he should. Shaw Guerrero, like I mentioned before, made a post, but she said those things did happen to Sherilyn, but then also said that Sherilyn has verbally abused her, and like she's tried to reach out and basically told her to go to therapy, which was also something Vicky said. And then Eddie's other daughter, whose name I can't remember now, and I apologize because I can't remember. It's I want to say her name's like Kelsey. It's something else with a K. She made a post. Kaylee, thank you. She also made a post basically saying she stands with Sherilyn even though they don't really talk. She would love to talk. And like they're all basically just being like, there's two sides of this now. You're either standing on Sherilyn's side or you're standing on Chris and Vicky's side. Is the way it's boiling down at this point.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm gonna say is, I believe her. No one, not a single person, male, female, indifferent, anything in between, should have to deal with this. You should be able to no. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Hold on. Oh my god, hold on. The word just slipped my mind. God damn it. You should be able to confide. That's the word.
Confide.
Confide in your family and your close friends and
Yeah.
people in your life. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I I feel horrible for her. I want
Yeah. I
nothing
have a
but the
couple
best
things.
for her.
Yeah, I have a couple things I want to say as well. Um, I believe her as well. Obviously, um, first of all, I'm not in no way relating this to Sherilyn. I'm not saying this is her at all. I'm just saying I just feel bad, and I believe that one of the reasons that could be the reason why she kept it in for so long, other than the fact that again maybe she did try to solve it privately and clearly that didn't fucking work. But there's been so many instances where people bust out false accusations and it ruins and basically turns to a point where there's so many false accusations that you don't know what to believe or it will make real victims seem like they're lying and I'm pretty sure that's probably something she was kind of thinking about before she decided to share her story. That could be a reason too, which I think is awful, that real victims have to worry because some fucking liars that have like no life are ruining the voice of actual victims. That's one of the first things I wanted to say. You know, I stand by her, and usually if the accusations are false, usually people will come out almost immediately to like completely like what's like debunk the accusations with receipts and stuff. That clearly has not happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't happened at all. And again, like you said, Vicky never denied it happening. She never said this is false, it didn't happen. She just went on to like say how bad of a person Sherilyn is. It's almost like if she's saying like if it did happen, you deserved it. That's kind of fucked up. She's saying, well, we helped you with this, and you're being toxic like that. And I'm like, so despite that, you're saying, what are you trying to get at? Are you trying to get at that like if it did happen, you know, in her mind, if it did happen, because I believe it did happen. You know what I'm saying? Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense? In
Yep.
her mind, she thinks if it happened, it's almost like she's basically saying you kind of had what was coming, which is kind of fucked up. And that brings me to like my next point. I just think it's fucked up, regardless whether this happened or not. In Vicky's mind, the fact that she's using shit like, oh well, we got you a car, he bought you this, we helped you with your medical stuff. That especially kind of made me like feel very sad for Sherilyn because I'm like, no matter what, at the end of the day, that's still your fucking child, okay? I don't care how old she is. I don't care how independent she is. That is still your child, and if they need your help, especially like medically for their own health, you shouldn't throw that back in their face. That's just so fucked up. They will always be your kid, and that should be your top priority at the end of the day, no matter what. No
Mm-hmm.
matter who your loved, like who your husband is, no matter if, yeah, maybe if she was, at times getting angry with you or something, or being quote toxic or horrible, like you're still your kid. And at the same time, I argue with my parents sometimes, and sometimes shit gets ugly, but at the end of the day they still help me out, and they still show support, and they don't throw that shit back in my face. They don't throw at me, oh, you're a bad person, I'm not gonna help you, or oh, we helped you out with this. And they don't use it as a way to like justify anyone's actions or their own. And I just think that's very shitty of her to do that. Like, that's still your kid. And the fact that you're not even choosing your own kid over someone who's not even related to you, other than like being your second husband, like that's just fucked in my opinion. Like, you should never throw shit like that back in your kid's face, especially when they're clearly not in a good mental and emotional headspace. That's just kicking them while they're down, and that's just horrible. You shouldn't do that shit to your kids
You shouldn't
or
do
your
that to
family. It doesn't
anybody.
matter if your kids, yeah. You shouldn't do that to anyone, but I feel like your family, your own flesh and blood, is just even worse than doing it to any human. But clearly, she doesn't see that because she made a point to make a post about it to basically just, victim blame her, like you said,
Yeah.
which I think is so
Yeah.
fucked up.
That's
Like,
exactly what Vicky
my
did.
heart
So
yeah, my heart breaks for her because of that. Like, I was just like, wow. Like, I read the post and I was like, the fuck am I even reading? I was like, you're basically just turning the entire blame onto her, like as if it was her fault.
Exactly, because she knows that her husband's a piece of shit. So, good job, Vicky. You stupid bitch.
Well, she's not even on the AW website anymore. Apparently, they
Well,
removed her from the roster.
yeah,
Which I'm glad they
she's
did.
been done. Her contract expires in like July, I think, and she is not renewing it. They didn't renew it at all. She's not really with the company anymore.
I was like, well, any chance of that, of any negotiation, I believe, is completely out the window, which as it should be.
I was gonna say, fucking good. Vicky was useless anyways, so it doesn't matter.
I was gonna say Nyla or Maria didn't need her, but
no. Alright, just two more quick things. All AEW related, since we're on AEW's topic now. These all were announced. Well, it's a few things. Nigel McGuinness, who was a former commentator in NXT, is now with All Elite. Jay White,
yeah.
All Elite, which we kind of saw coming. People were surprised. I had a feeling it would happen. I'm indifferent. I also think he kind of just looks like Diego Luna, and I'm standing by that statement. And I don't, because I was like, he came out, and I was like, something about him looks familiar, and like I was just like, oh my god. So that's just for me. I don't even really like Jay White, but like if he kind of looks like Diego Luna, I'm not mad.
I couldn't look. I don't even like the guy, but even then, I just kind of felt I couldn't help but feel bad for him. There was literally no reaction to his music. I was more confused. I was like, the fuck? I was like, am I hearing this right? Because I heard Bullet Club, and then you hear the sing, and then you hear his music. And I was like, what the fuck? Is this actually Jay White? Like, what the hell? And then there was, like, very little to no reaction until they actually saw him come out, and then there was, like, a little pop. I was like, wow. All this, like, you know, waiting and probably for the right moment to sign with someone. I'm pretty sure, like, he was expecting, you know, a bigger reaction. He almost got nothing. Like, I swear, that mayor, I think it was the mayor or whatever of Long Island, got more boos, bigger boos than Jay White could get any reception from that crowd.
Well, they were also chanting lower taxes at the mayor, so that's
MJF actually had to like intervene and say, like, I know, like, guys, this is like, you know, he's giving me the key to the city, like, let's tone it down. Like, he actually, I don't think that was originally planned.
Oh, probably not. But he was
just getting so much shit that he was like, guys, like, you know, he gave me the key to the city.
He's like, don't blow this for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was completely like
not planned.
That was not planned. Yeah.
And then obviously I said it. I don't think you were fully back yet. FTR won the titles last night, and Tony Khan, Nigel McGuinness, and Adam Cole Bay, who is just now going to announce all the new things that happened.
I'm gonna say Tony Khan and Adam Cole are the new announcement duo. If there's a big announcement, Adam Cole's gonna be there to talk about it.
Tony Khan shouldn't just be like, all right, Adam, take it away, and then like just walk off screen. But they announced that All In AEW will be taking place in London at Wembley Stadium, August 27th. Now, I know you and the girlies in the IG chat were talking about possibly no All Out, but Anthony Bowens tweeted because somebody
it's still gonna happen
because somebody like asked him something and he said, well, All In's this, but then All Out is the next week.
Which I don't know, man. If they could pull it off, good for them. But like, dude, first of all, that's 2 pay-per-views we're gonna have to pay for, back-to-back weeks. Number one, number two. Just again, you're gonna have the biggest pay-per-view because again,
first stadium show.
Yeah, and Wembley can hold up to like 90,000 people.
Yep.
So you're gonna have this big time, you know, biggest event you're ever gonna have in the company's history, and then you're gonna have All Out immediately after. Like,
I don't think they should.
I think they should just not do All Out this year. Just have All In as like a substitute, just like a one and done thing. And I'm not saying this means no more UK shows or no more AEW All In, but maybe just not have it a week before your another pay-per-view. I don't know, man. I feel like
so Matt said All Out is a Chicago staple, can't be anywhere else. But so like I understand that.
All In.
But I think if you're still wanting to do All Out, either push it back further, make it in like September, or
Like September
don't do
30th
it
or something.
the week after.
Yeah, or like again, or if All Out has to happen, and it usually happens on Liberty Weekend, maybe don't have this UK show right before. Like maybe you could like squeeze it in like in January or something. You know, yeah, it's like a couple months after Full Gear. Well, actually, but then, well, yeah, a couple months before Full Gear. I mean, after Full Gear, and a couple months before Revolution. Or
Uh,
honestly, well, actually, no, that's Forbidden Door. I'm like, you do it between Double or Nothing and All Out, but that's Forbidden Door.
that's June something or other. Matt said if they aren't gonna do it in Chicago, then just do All In.
If All Out,
that should be the plan.
if All Out happens, if All Out is still gonna happen, I'm pretty sure it's still gonna be in Chicago. I just don't think that it's a good idea to have two pay-per-views back to back.
What
I just
what do we know,
very,
Savannah? We're not bookers of the year. What do we know?
Yeah, now Tony Khan has competition with himself because have you seen the Ring of Honor Tony versus AEW Tony? That shit actually cracks me up.
Yeah,
that cracks me up.
That's a good use of a meme right there.
Yeah, I know people are like, oh, they're gonna start a merger. Tony, like Ring of Honor Tony Khan and AEW Tony Khan are working together.
It's almost as if, guys, hear me out, they're the same person.
No. One of them is Tony with a Y and the other one's Tony with an I.
That's Tony Storm.
But yeah. There's a lot of Tonys in AEW.
Tony
There's
Schiavone.
three, but still. Tony Khan, Tony Storm.
Tony Nese.
Oh shit, you're right, Tony Nese.
Surprise.
Tony Storm. Tony Khan. There's a lot of Tonys and well, there's actually only two Matts. Yeah. Matt Jackson and Matt Hardy.
Matt Sydal.
Matt Sydal. Yeah. This just goes to show, where is that guy? Is he injured? Or is Mike Sydal injured? I think one of them is injured.
I think Mike might be. Shit. Hold on. Lost my headphone. Matt said, when it's in Chicago, call it all out. If they do it anywhere else, call it all in, but only do one of the shows a year. Okay, I'll agree.
I agree that too. I don't know how the Chicago natives will feel about this, because again, I'm pretty sure like they look forward to their yearly pay-per-view. But it would be cool also if they alternate. So like 1 year you do All Out in Chicago, next year you do All in another city, you know? But
yeah,
that's just me. We can move on.
Yeah, we can move on because we're already basically hitting an hour because of technical issues.
This one's on me, like R-Truth. That's my bad.
That's my bad, yo.
That's my bad, yeah.
Did you have any other news and rumors before I quickly move on? I'm just ignoring it.
Yeah, I was like, what? No, other than like New Japan has a pay-per-view. I think Capital Collision.
Oh, April 8th.
On the 15th. Oh, April 8th. Shit.
Well, that's not New Japan. That's when Mercedes is defending the title.
There's Secure Genesis and there's Capital Collision.
Secure Genesis is April 8th.
Yeah, there you go. And then Capital Collision is on the 15th.
Look at me go.
New Japan pay-per-views are coming up, and I cannot wait. Yeah.
Oh, he's talking about how it's not really in Chicago, and Matt told him to shut up. Okay, we're just gonna move on. Okay, so today in women's wrestling history, it is April 6th. The only reason I'm doing this one is because the majority of the names had something happen this weekend. So it was a TV taping for NXT UK WrestleMania Access Day 3 in 2019. We had Rhea Ripley, new SmackDown Women's Champion, defeating Kacy Catanzaro, now known as Katana Chance, Kaylee Ray, now known as Alba Fire, new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, defeating Xia Li, and Piper Niven, y'all know Piper Niven, defeating Reina Gonzalez, now known as Raquel, who had a match WrestleMania weekend. I did not plan for that to happen, but when I saw this and I saw 3 different matches with 3 different people from this weekend, I said, oh,
yeah,
perfect.
Look at them go. Look at all of them at Mania now.
Look at all those chickens. If anybody understands...
Look at all those chickens.
Thank you. I was going to say, if anybody understands the Vine, you should, because that was a fantastic Vine. R.I.P. Vine.
All right. Vine was so good.
Vine was so fucking good. TikTok has proved its worth, but Vine will always be the OG. All right, wrestlers of the week. I believe it is my turn to go first.
I don't know whose turn it is. You could just go first. It's cool.
Let me check. Oh yes, it is me. I checked the records.
Tis be you.
I'm gonna start with my tag team. Of course, that's what we do. I'm gonna give it technically cheating. I'm giving it to a trio. Give it to House of Black. Always bet on Black. The house always wins.
Good match.
So good. It's the aesthetic. I've also decided, side note, when AEW comes in 2 weeks, if they announce that any...
Is it already 2 weeks?
I think so. It's the 19th. Yeah. If anyone from House of Black or the entirety of House of Black is going to be there, I'm going to dress up as Julia Hart.
Oh my god, please do. And then just like have a stare off with Julia. Just stare at her.
That's I'm only gonna do that if they're a part of the meet and greet. Or I might just do it and say fuck it anyways, because I have a black hat that I can wear and I own majority of black clothing, so I realistically could.
You need like you can like do like a veil. Doesn't she have a veil sometimes, like over the hat?
I mean I have some time. I can definitely like copy her looks if I need to.
That would be really cool though.
So I don't want to tell Brooke because Brooke and I are obviously meeting up.
Yeah.
So it'll just be a fun little surprise and be like, hey, and she'll be like, oh my
god. I won't tell her. Don't worry.
Yeah. Nobody tell Brooke. Half the people don't know who Brooke is. Nobody tell Brooke. But yeah, House of Black obviously defended those titles against the Best Friends. Shout out to Sue driving him in the van.
I know, that was so cute when she drove them in the van.
We love
and Orange Cassidy goes shotgun.
Yeah, OC is always shotgun. Trent's mom is the goat. We love Sue. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to House of Black. I love the fact that they're actually defending the titles and being utilized properly. So that's my tag team.
Yeah, they're really like a team where it's like, who the hell's gonna beat them? Like they're like dominating everyone, so it's like, who's gonna be the one to like take these titles? And at this point, I really can't think of anyone right now in the moment.
Nobody. They're holding them forever.
Okay. My turn. Like I said, basically mine are all Mania based because it was Mania weekend, and again, the hard part was just narrowing it down. But I'm gonna give it to the new undisputed tag team champions. What a way to finish! I've seen the memes. Finish your story. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, KO Zania. They won the title. It was a really, really good match. It's got to the point where I was unsure. There was times where I was unsure. I'm like, shit, maybe the Usos are gonna retain, but then nope, they didn't. And then the last part with Sami Zayn giving Jey Uso the 3 haluva kicks and catching him the same way he did with Kevin Owens back in Battleground 2016, I believe.
And how he did in War Games too.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's just basically Sami Zayn's way to end you if you had a close relationship with him. If you get haluva kicked by Sami Zayn and he catches you, just know it's over. Like, there's no going back.
It's fucking done. Finito.
Yeah, it's done. Like, if he doesn't catch you, then maybe there's still a little bit of wiggle room to redeem yourself, but nah, if he catches you, that's over. It. Yeah, game over. You fucked up. But yeah, good good match, and like I said, hashtag, I've seen it all over Twitter, finish the story or finished your story. I've seen a lot of memes about, because I think that's what Triple H's excuse was, like, oh, the story's not finished. Like, so people were like, oh, you know who finished their story, though? Yeah, people were like, you don't know who did finish your story?
They did?
Hangman Page did.
Oh, okay.
Hangman Page did too, but yeah. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Good team, really good match, and I hope they, and they had a good not rematch. They had a good match with the Street Profits on Raw after Mania. Probably one of the best moments of Mania there, or Raw after Mania.
There you go. Yeah. One of the only matches on Raw after Mania.
That is true. That is true. One of the few matches on Raw after Mania.
Very, very few. Yeah, obviously we love KO and Sami in this house. We also love the Usos, so it was it was a time, and it did what it had to do. It told the story. I mean, the storytelling in the matches is gonna be top tier anyways, so
they walked so Roman Reigns could run.
Run away. Anyways. Women, I have 2. my womans, my famales. I'm gonna give one to Ivy Nile. She had a match with Tatum Paxley on NXT, just TV. Killed it. I love Ivy Nile. I think she deserves much more respect than she is shown. Utilized, should be utilized much more. Very underutilized, in my opinion. She's a little pitbull. And I've been saying that. Like, she is a little pitbull. She's one of the strongest people they probably have on that roster. And she might be, like, my height, maybe shorter. And I'm 5'3". And she might be, like, a solid 5 foot. But strong as hell. I love Ivy Nile. We love Diamond Mind. And then, the real pick here.
Oh, I wonder who.
I already said it. Grand Slam Mommy, Grand Slam champion. For those who don't understand, she has won the NXT UK title, women's title, the NXT Women's Championship, the Raw Women's Championship, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, and is now our new SmackDown Women's Champion. When I say it was deserved, it was deserved. When I tell you I cried, I sobbed. When I tell you that and I have said this on numerous occasions already, this was my main event, it was. This is something, ever since she won the Rumble, I said, this is all I wanted for Rhea Ripley, and I said it, that if Charlotte somehow won, hands would be thrown. I didn't have to worry about that.
No hands were thrown.
No hands were thrown. And I give Charlotte her dues. Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of Charlotte. I give her much respect for that. And her smiling up at Rhea, basically is like a passing of the torch kind of thing. I respect it. I can't be mad at that. But it was so good. There were times where I really thought they were going to pull some shit and have Charlotte win. I got scared. Your girl gets involved, she gets enthralled. Yeah. I got very nervous, but I just love Rhea Ripley so much, and I'm not going to cry because I do not need to. This was just like one of the best things I have seen in a long time, especially for women's wrestling. So, and who knows what SmackDown will bring. What new challengers. We had the face-off with Bianca, which could happen at Survivor Series, at Mania next year, at SummerSlam. Who knows? I don't even think any of them know. But, that match will be great when we get there. I'm excited to see what's next for Rhea. That's all I want. That's all I need. Rhea is my champion. Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I have two famales as well. One of them is Rhea Ripley, but there's no way I can one up what Katie said. I think it was well deserved. Again, I was not gonna be happy if Charlotte won. I was pissed when she beat Rhea Ripley for the NXT title on Mania 36. So I was like, look, this is Rhea's redemption. Go get your shit back. Get her, give her a receipt for that shit. She did. She got the title.
Bro, she Charlotte's nose. Yeah. Goddamn, really she landed right on her face.
Yeah, really good match also. It was a solid ass match. I was like, damn, this match is fantastic. You're on the edge of your seat. Like you said, there was times where I thought, I was like, holy shit, she's gonna fucking lose. They're gonna really do this shit to us. But nope, she didn't. I'm not saying this is I'm critiquing the match, but it would have been cool to see her counter the figure 8 somehow, because no one's has been able to do that. But I feel like Rhea Ripley has that brutal strength to do something. Whether even it's if she bridges herself and then uses her legs to lift Charlotte over and something like that. Rhea Ripley, use that, okay? If you're watching, use that. If you're ever put in the figure 8 again.
I will say it was very apropos that she won this match, just like how she won the NXT title off Shayna. Riptide off the second rope. Turnbuckle, whatever. You know what I mean?
That's just that's just the way to do it. If it works, it works.
Yeah.
And then my other one is our current Raw Women's Champion. She got a 3-peat, WrestleMania 3-peat, is Bianca Belair. I know some people are criticizing, saying that it should have been Asuka. I really don't care which way this match went. It was a really good match, and I was like, dude, I don't care who wins. I'll be happy with either or. So I really enjoyed the match because I didn't have to worry about if I wanted someone to win or not. and both of them are amazing. Props to Asuka also. Um, Bianca is still our champion though, and I'm so glad she is because she's making history. And she's an inspiration to many little girls who are like her. She had even the entrances, the divas of California, LA.
Compton.
What is it called? They're the Compton. I was way off.
You're on
The
the right
divas
track.
of Compton. The Divas of Compton did a dance for her, and she even had the little contortionist girl. Apparently, she had lost her mother that same day, which
dude,
she still had a smile on her face. I was like, dude, I don't even know. That girl is stronger than me. I was, and Bianca
Triple
was
H
dancing
saying
with her.
that during the press conference after the fact, I was just like, I hate it here. That was so sad.
I know. I was like, oh, I wonder who that little girl. And then Triple H drops it, and I'm like, oh, I was like, it's so sad. But I'm glad that they were able to kind of like make her day brighter despite what she went through. And Bianca's special, and I'm glad that they see that in her, and they're still keeping her as the champion. So, and I know she's got many great things still to show.
Oh, 100%.
So Bianca's my other pick. Congrats to the EST.
100%. Also, they're like they really just like tapped in, like, because there was something similar to that we were talking about after Young Kings wrapped, and it was literally just us on a Zoom call. And like I'm not gonna like fully go into it, but someone had an idea, and then come to Bianca's entrance, we all were just like, what the fuck?
Was it similar?
Very similar. So
you're like, huh?
They fucking tapped in everywhere. Everyone, be careful. They're all watching, even if you're not recording. They watching.
It's happened to me, guys. It can happen to you too.
It's a scary time, and they got her in the wild. It was crazy.
Me or Bianca?
You, when you were talking about biting Kenny.
Yeah. Yeah, Ace Steel was listening. I was. Yeah, it wasn't even like through like.
That's what I'm saying. You were just in the wild.
Yeah,
just like
I was in the wild. I didn't catch that reference. I was like, oh wait, but yeah. Now that you explained it to me like the freaking idiot that I am.
It's okay.
Yeah, I was in the wild. There was an Ace Steel heard me.
Yeah. Anyway, my man's I got one, the only one. He is him.
Oh,
we're in the him era.
Yep.
New NXT champion Carmelo Hayes. The entrance, fire. The gear, fire. Carmelo Hayes is a human being, fire.
Fire.
This man's came out in NXT, talking about like this is the him era. We're in it. Braun Breaker turned heel, attacked Carmelo. Because, Carmelo was like, I'm going to bring this man out. I'm going to show this man some respect. Because, Braun gave Melo the title after the match. Passed on the torch. Like Tommaso did to Braun. And then Braun just said, not today. Got real angry. Got real aggro. Attacked Carmelo Hayes. I'm about it. I'm okay with a round two between the two of them. And
especially because Carmelo will retain this time.
Exactly. He'll be defending the title this time. And plus, like, that match is something that people have been wanting for a while in NXT. And I definitely think it, no pun intended, delivered. So, as the main event of Stand and Deliver, like, and it was the youngest pay-per-view match in WrestleMania weekend history.
Like, youngest... like competitors to compete? Damn, okay.
So kudos to them. I know. How old is Carmelo? Hold on. For research purposes, I need to look at how old Carmelo Hayes is. Just research purposes, of course.
Yeah. And do the same with Braun Breaker. I don't know how old he is.
So Carmelo's only 28. Shaking.
Shit, okay.
2 years older than me. Good to know.
Good to know.
I can't type, hold on. I'm shaking.
Katie can't type.
Braun Breaker's only 25.
No way, damn.
No way.
Okay.
I think Google's lying.
And Google gotta be lying.
Oh my god, October 24th, 1990. Oh my god, Braun Breaker's younger than me. Shook.
Not me, though.
I'm shook. Oh my god.
Still 01.
Wow. That's just good information to know. Okay. Child. So anyways, Savannah, who's your man's?
Just kidding, it's not Roman Reigns.
I was like, oh,
We the ones. I just wanted to see
we
that. That was
acknowledging?
funny. I mean, I do acknowledge because y'all know me. I'm the Cody Rhodes Eaton, which, by the way, my dad didn't realize was a bad thing. Like he thought he's like, why are you called the Cody Rhodes Eaton if you don't like him? I'm like, that's the point. It means I'm like not wanting to shy away from roasting his ass. And he's like, oh, I was like, yeah. So,
Damn.
no, it's not Roman Reigns, but I do acknowledge him for doing that. You know, actually, I should acknowledge Solo because he's the reason why.
Yeah, Solo is the only
I
reason.
acknowledge Solo.
Solo's our tribal chief.
Except Solo Cicady. Later than Solo. Just saying. No offense, Solo. I'm still very grateful. Man. But anyways, my actual picks. First one, I have one from each night. First one, actually no, they both happened the same night. Never mind. First one, beat the shit out of Logan Paul. He had a cool entrance with the conductor basically conducting the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So Seth Rollins, good match. He beat Logan Paul. I know my dad was like, "Oh, he's gonna lose." I'm like, "If he actually loses, I'm gonna be pissed."
I'll throw hands.
Say that. Yeah, exactly. I was like, "Nah, like he better not lose." So, and then you had KSI in the. I knew it was KSI because it was the Prime drink, and I knew they were partners with Prime, and I was like, "There's no reason why this freaking mascot was strolling down with Logan Paul during his entrance for no reason." Like
well,
there was, I kind of knew it was him.
People thought it was either KSI or Jake Paul.
The reason why I thought KSI over Jake is only because again it was the Prime Energy drink, and they're partners in that. I didn't even think of Jake, but I was like, what? I don't like Jake Paul.
I don't like either.
Yeah, exactly. So Seth Rollins did us all a favor. Thank you. I know he's not the Monday Night Messiah anymore, but fuck, that was Messiah worthy.
I agree.
And the second one, I mean, still a great match. He won his match, and also just a little personal, for me. I'm giving it to Rey Mysterio. It was a good match. He beat his fucking son finally. There was that spot where Dom was bent over, like in between like the turnbuckles, and Rey took off his belt and started, "I'm sorry, but if you ain't Mexican, like, you probably don't get it." But that's how you discipline a Mexican freaking child, okay? That's how you do it. You get the belt, you get a chancla, you get the fly swatter, you get something that can be used as a weapon, and more often than not, it was the belt. And yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you discipline your kids. So I was marking the fuck out. I thought it was hilarious. It was a good match. He won, and his entrance alone also just, it was like, I loved his entrance. He was rolling in on the lowrider, driven by Snoop Dogg, and then you had Eddie Guerrero's theme. You just hear "Viva la Raza," and I was like, dude, like, I'm not even joking. Like, I was eating, and I just like dropped my fork, and like food went everywhere. I was like, oh my god. Because he freaking came out to Eddie's music for a little bit, and then of course he had his own music, but just the fact that he did that, and he did the shimmy on the lowrider, it was just amazing. I loved watching that. I've gone back to watch that match at least twice now from when Mania happened because of that, and it was just incredible. I loved the match. I thought maybe, what my thought was, like, now that he won, maybe Dom will kind of like come to his senses a little bit, maybe kind of like say, like, maybe not be fully faced, but like, whatever, congrats or whatever. But no, that didn't happen. I thought maybe Rey would retire at that point, like maybe do like a Raw after Mania retirement, and that didn't happen either.
Nah, Rey said he ideally he wants to retire at 50, so he's got 2 years.
Oh, I didn't realize that. But yeah, it was a good match. And speaking of Dominic, really quick, I think Rhea Ripley might dump his ass soon. He lost, and she's the champion. She don't need him anymore, so I think she might dump him soon. But
I mean, one can dream, because like, Rhea, I'm available. Hi, hello.
Yeah.
I'm the same age as you. If that makes you feel any better. Dom just turned 26. I'm already 26, going on 27.
He just turned 26.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, his he shares a birthday with Matt. Also, it was Matt's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Matt.
Yesterday? Oh shit! I'm sorry, Matt. Happy birthday. Can you tell how often I'm not on Twitter?
It's okay. It's okay.
But
oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say, just really quick, since I was on the topic of Dominic, his entrance was also funny, but oh my god, did you see the controversy behind that too?
I just saw it when I was at work, yeah.
The Auschwitz thing, I was like, oh my god, I didn't realize, I didn't even notice, I guess because, okay, during those promo packages, I don't really watch. I usually go to the bathroom, I'll get a snack, so I didn't realize it until I saw it on Reddit. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, like, that's the thing, like, they also kind of just, like, were doing, like, image after image after image. Like, I don't think a lot of people, like, even caught it.
Someone did, but
someone did.
I don't want... I would really hope that it was completely unintentional, because I know people were saying, like, you know, kind of giving the benefit of the doubt, saying, like, look, if you look up stock footage of, like, jail or prison and stuff, I think it's one of the first things that comes up, but I don't think it's labeled as such. I don't think it's labeled as, you know, Auschwitz. I believe if they knew and saw that, they would not have put that in Dominic Mysterio's entrance or whatever.
Yeah, of all people.
But I did think it was funny that he had a police escort out to the ring using cuffs and everything. I was like,
yeah, a lot of people thought he was gonna be the one to come out to, like, Eddie's music and stuff.
Yeah, because he kept saying, oh, I should have been Eddie's son. I was like, wow. But no, Ray did it, and I'm glad he did, because he did it so well. He did Eddie justice. He did Eddie... I'm pretty sure Eddie's, like, looking down and, like, saying thank you for that.
Gracias.
It was really good.
Gracias, hermano.
Yeah, gracias. Not even thank you. Gracias. Yeah.
Gracias. Gracias,
hermano.
Hermano. Also shout out to Bad Bunny for getting involved.
Yeah, thank you, Bad Bunny, for being the reason why Ray didn't lose to his stupid son.
And
nothing against Dominic. I don't hate the guy. I think he's funny. But I wanted Ray to win. I was like, I need Ray to win this one.
And that means we're more than likely going to get Ray and Bunny versus Damien and Dom and
Which
Puerto
is a little
Rico.
Which is a little weird because Bad Bunny's the host, so he's going to be playing host, and all of a sudden, wait, be right back.
Why the fuck not? Hosts get involved.
Just do the Cesaro where you just like rip off your suit and you're in your gear.
I think he'll be fine. But
I don't know, man, he got put through a table.
Listen, shout out to Bad Bunny for selling his ass off. That's a true
I know,
worker.
he did good.
Alright, so the question of the week. Since the Raw for Mania was a little bit of a letdown in a lot of people's eyes, mind you, I had this question kind of planned out before that. This question can just be WWE centered, AEW, overall wrestling.
Yeah.
What do we think is next? You know, AEW announced London for the first time, their first stadium show.
They got Jay White.
They got Switchblade, Swiss cheese stays white, as Matt calls him. Diego
like that
Luna
better. Can you write
lookalike.
that down?
I remember. Don't worry. I remember the majority of his New Japan names.
Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese stays white.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. I'm gonna start saying that. Swiss cheese stays white. That's funny.
So, like, all of that happened in AEW. Like I said, we crowned new champions in NXT and main roster WWE.
Yeah.
What are we thinking? Do we think NXT call-ups are gonna happen? Do we think more people will return? Do we think people are gonna get fired? Like, what are we thinking? Just overall, give me like 2 or 3 things you want to see happen or think will happen in the next, we'll say, like, month or 2.
Something I worry will happen, especially with Vince kind of back in power, is releases. Like, again, another mass release. You know, we a lot of our news and rumors for like weeks, you know, like I want to say like a year ago, even 2, were just like, oh, the list. Whoops, I just freaking bounced. I hit my mic. We always had a list, not even like 1 or 2, a list of people who got released that week, and it's just sad because like at the end of the day, those are people who are losing their jobs, and I'm pretty sure they'll get picked up by another company, but still, no one wants to lose their damn job, especially if, like, what if WWE is actually the company they want to work for? I know we talk about, like, go where you want to be happy. What if that was their happy place? That's kind of sad. So I worry that's going to happen again. That's something I worry that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, and especially with Endeavor taking over things, it's very possible.
They feel like they could have a very strong influence of who stays and who goes, because maybe Triple H sees a lot of potential in someone, but they might think, yeah, I don't see it. Give him the boot.
It's very possible. I mean, again, that's one of those things where we're gonna have to see. Um, it's I can't obviously like confirm or deny anything because I don't know. But I mean, I have a strong feeling we probably will see releases in the next few months. I don't know to what extent, like, the big ones were, but we might be seeing a few people go.
Something I think will happen, since it doesn't have to be strictly for WWE. I think Adam Cole's gonna be a champion by the end of this year for sure. I think honestly it was gonna happen before like he got injured. I'm pretty sure we would have seen it sometime last year,
Mm-hmm.
if anything. But the poor guy got injured,
Back to
and
back
he's
concussions.
yeah. So I think this guy is gonna get a championship soon. We'll
It's
just have to
you.
see which one.
It's you.
Yeah. Who's the TNT champion right now? What? Oh,
Powerhouse.
Powerhouse Hobbs. Holy shit! Never
Powerhouse
mind.
Hobbs.
Maybe,
Well,
well, I
we
don't
don't
know. I
know.
know,
We don't
like,
know what happened.
I know Jungle Boy has beaten Brian Cage a couple times, so I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm like, bro, I don't need little baby Adam Cole getting hurt, okay? Like, especially because he's got QT to like help him do his dirty work. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, you said this year. I I just want to live in a timeline where Rhea Ripley and Adam Cole are both champions at the same time.
it has to happen. I
It
believe again.
has to happen.
I really believe that Adam Cole's gonna be a champion this year, and Rhea Ripley is gonna be a champion for a long time. At least she should be. But fuck, man, I don't know what they're gonna do to her. They
Should be.
better not do anything. They better not do her dirty.
I'll cry.
Um, something else that I think will happen. You got any ideas?
Um. So I was more so kind of thinking of like not like the free agency pool or just people who could show up anywhere in either company at this point or just like returning to their companies.
Well, actually,
Go ahead.
did you talk about it in news and rumors? Because again, I was out about Bailey and Drew McIntyre. Did you talk about them?
No, because I'm waiting for confirmation on things fully.
That is true. They're just being cryptic. That's why. I'm
Exactly.
like,
It's just all cryptic stuff right now.
Because people are saying that I've seen the rumors that Drew McIntyre is his contract is expiring in like July,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not even close to coming up with a deal, and I don't think they're going to. That's just based on what I've read, and people are going, what if he shows up at like the UK show in AEW?
I saw that people were like, Drew Galloway is all elite. I was like, you guys are sick. He's still with the company. Stop it.
Yeah, like wait until at least he's released, until he's a free agent, and then Bailey, people again, she's being cryptic, and then people are being cryptic. Like she said, something about a love story coming to an end, and she said bye. I was like, holy shit. And then
Yeah.
people were mentioning how on Raw after Mania, like even with Damage Control coming on and stuff, there was no sight or even mention of Bailey once. So I'm like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm not touching any of that stuff until I get
Yeah.
confirmations from the company or the people, just because as of right now it is all speculation and stuff, so.
Yeah, but I don't know what's gonna happen with them. They're being cryptic as fuck.
Do you think... No, I don't even know what I was gonna say, never mind. Two things I think will happen in the next 2 months, give or take. I do think Thunder Rosa will return.
I hope so.
I think
saw
she
the
will be.
Alexis thing, and
Yeah,
it broke my heart.
I saw that too. So I do think, based off of that, and also just gut feeling, I think she will be back soon. And I'm holding out hopes for SmackDown. I do think we are gonna get at least one NXT call up. Who it is, I don't know. The possibilities are endless. Like, there is a ton of talent that have kind of been at the top or mid to top for a while. It could be the Creeds and Diamond Mine. It could be Roxanne. It could be Braun, and they just kind of dismiss him turning heel. They've done that before, so, like, it wouldn't really surprise me.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But I definitely think those two things will happen. We're definitely gonna get our women's blood and guts match. I'm speaking into existence. We speak that
Yeah,
shit into
I just
existence.
don't know when it's gonna be, honestly, because I feel like the big 5-on-5 match, or even like 4-on-4, like that big match, whether it's a tag match or Anarchy and Lena, I don't think it'll be blood and guts, but like that kind of match, I think they're saving for the Elite and the Blackpool Combat Club. They stabbed Hangman with a screwdriver yesterday.
They really did. That was
The
aggressive.
all the no longer All American Nightmare Dragon Jake Long Brian Danielson. He's no longer.
No
He's
longer
the one who did all the stabbing.
an
He did the
actual stabbing.
stabbing. He's. I'm like, bro, just busts out with a screwdriver.
He's just a
I'm
man.
not even like. I know. I'm like, he has a child,
He
and his
has a
child looks just like him. You
family.
gotta give him extra sympathy. Yeah, he has 2 doggos, a wife, and a kid. Like, come on now. So the only time I will somewhat be a little bit down for Hangman getting stabbed in the face, it's because I couldn't really tell where it happened. Like, some people were saying it was the eye, some people were saying it was below the eye, some people were saying it was his nose. I'm like,
I thought it was like
because Hangman is obviously
eyebrow. I thought it was like right here.
Yeah, I've heard different locations.
That's where
from
it
different
looked to
people,
me.
but well, I will say though is that if it's the eye, I'm down for some pirate page. All right, I'm like, dude, let him come out with an eye patch. Like it.
Oh my god.
Like John Moxley did. I mean, you know, what goes around comes around. Mox got stabbed in the eye with a car key by the Inner Circle, and then he came out with an eye patch for a couple weeks. And fuck, let Hangman do the same thing too.
All the pirates.
But yeah, I think so. I think that will probably happen. I think the reason why I feel like they're probably just kind of derailing this a little bit because of Matt Jackson's injury. But I'm pretty sure if Matt was fine, they probably would be really nearing a reunion of Omega, the Bucks, and Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they've kind of written them all off at this point because of the injury. Because first it was the Bucks with the whole ambulance thing, and then Kenny last week.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people were saying, "Oh, I thought Kenny was gonna come out and help," and I was like, "Dude, he just got attacked himself last week, you know." And now Hangman. So now it's like, well, now there's nobody. Now Brandon's gonna have to carry, guys. Brandon's gonna have to go save the day with this cold spray. But yeah, I think they're kind of like writing them off for now. But I really think this is gonna come together at Double or Nothing because that's when Matt's shooting to be cleared by.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like because of that, the women's blood and guts might not happen until later, which I believe is the case. Blood and guts doesn't happen, I think, until the summer.
Well, I mean that works.
Yeah, which
gives
I mean
them
it
more
works
time to build.
as long as we get the women's and officially kind of get recruits because I feel like it seems like the homegrowns are gonna be Britt, Jamie, Riho, Willow Nightingale, maybe Sky Blue. I haven't seen much from her, but I have seen more Willow and Riho as of recent weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And the outcasts have just been the outcasts, like it's just been the 3 of them. So I don't know who they're gonna recruit. So I'm glad they'll give them more time to do that.
Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna make this the last thing. Athena, Ring of Honor Women's Champion, Trinity was she was ringside for that match.
Yeah, those are 2 really good picks for the.
I don't know, guys. I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see, like you said.
Yeah, we're just gonna play the long card here, guys. I know it's we gotta hold out. We gotta do our best. But thank you guys so much for watching, listening, sticking around. After the hiccups in the beginning.
Oh yeah, due to the technical difficulties, which again I am sorry for. I talked to my dad about it, because he called me. He called me as I was trying to fix the Wi-Fi, and I'm not gonna lie, I sounded pissed. I was like, I told him, I was like, look, because we got a new Wi-Fi box, a new modem, and I was like, ever since we got this new Wi-Fi box, the new modem, I said, I've been having more problems with the Wi-Fi than ever before. Like, this is the second time we've had issues. Not while we're recording. Luckily, the first
2
time
weeks
we
in
were
a row,
just,
yeah.
It hasn't been 2 weeks in a row.
I think so.
I don't know, but yeah, so this is the second time this, I guess, apparently in 2 weeks, according to Katie, I've had technical difficulties, and I've never had this issue happen. So I'm just like, wow. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but hopefully this shit does not happen again. Or if anything, I'll just unplug the freaking box and plug it back in before I officially come on the Zoom call, so that way it can not do that shit to me.
There we go. She's planning ahead,
But
folks. She's
I don't
planning
know.
ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah.
thank you guys for sticking around through all of that, hanging out with us for about an hour and a half. Sorry, it was a longer show. Post Mania's ShElite, it's a long one, baby. Like it happens, you know what I'm saying? But Savannah, tell the people where they can find you, what you're working on, all that fun ish.
Yes. I don't have a lot, but you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at y2garcia_. If there's no underscore, it's not me. That mistake has been made. I don't have anything really working on in the moment, but I do, like we said, we have Sakura Genesis for New Japan coming up this weekend. So I'm like, maybe there'll be a show on that. I know I want to try and do it for Capital Collision as well because I did that last year. And again, I still have ideas for Light the Fuse. It's just executing those ideas that's what's in my way right now. I need to find a way to make them happen. But yeah, stuff will be coming soon. Thank you for all your patience. I finally got an episode of Light the Fuse out. I think it was last week.
So
yeah. There you go. You can check that out. We did What If, like based off the Disney Plus series on Disney Plus Marvel series What If. Really good show. It's based off that, so you should check that out.
Exactly. And you know, you can follow me on Twitter, KatieRossin13, the link tree in my bio to all things ShElite Showcase. You know, twitch.tv/ShElite Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, where you guys are watching us live. Hey, hi, hello. YouTube.com/ShElite Showcase, where you're watching us after the fact. Hi, how are ya? Or Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, if you want to listen. Hola. I hope we're music to your ears.
Hello.
I was just like, I have to say hello in another way for all three. But like Savannah said, you know, ShElite Showcase is the brand. It's the weekly show you're listening to. Inside the mind of, a new episode will drop Monday. I'm not telling you who it is because it'll be a surprise, and you guys will be pleasantly surprised, I hope. You know, those are the main shows I'm kind of just focusing on right now because I'm doing a shit ton of other shows. But before I get into those, big shout out to Heel Tactics Justin for creating all the music on all of the shows that Savannah mentioned, that I mentioned, shows I didn't even mention that are up on the channel. Yeah. You can go check those out. His links are in the description below, the video and the audio, of course. We respect that man. We love that man. That man is a genius. A mad genius, if you will. He makes magic. He might be a wizard. Who knows? But let's see. I got this Smacking a Raw. We're doing Getting Offed. It's Evil Dead season, so we're doing Evil Dead stuff basically every weekend. Apron Bump. Possibly Young Kings. I'm doing possibly 5 podcasts in the span of like 3-4 days.
Damn, Katie.
Hi, I like podcasting. I also have tomorrow off, so that kind of helps. But I don't think the only one I'm doing tomorrow is Smacking It Raw. But that's not here nor there. But thank you guys so much. We greatly appreciate it. Y'all know we love you. We know you love us. Yes, you should, at least. Hopefully. Until then, bye-bye.